I had the Houston Texans going 17-0.
Oh, shit.
But now I've adjusted my thought processes, and now I have them going 16-1. See, you see what I'm saying, baby?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Season 2 of the Ultimate Fan Experience. All you need to do for later on, go subscribe on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, hit that follow button, man. I'd love to have you all. Today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, Season 2, Episode 1, my man, Ahala, Mr. Larry from Stafford, man. What's up, Larry?
You know what's up, Ultimate. Talk to me, baby. It's good to see you, man.
It's great to have you, my brother.
Already.
This has been in the works, ladies and gentlemen. This has been a minute holding it down, man. This dude is a busy man trying to get a hold of this guy. But, hey, man, first of all, out of the Rams game, what would you say that your biggest takeaway was? Like, from good, bad, and the ugly, what did you see that it was like, man, I see us clicking, or what? What's working for us?
We spent a lot of time out at training camp watching these boys practice and going through learning this new offense and everything. And one of the biggest takeaways I had from it was that I was just expecting these guys to go out and be more in sync and just be ready to get out there and put some points on the board, man. And I knew it was going to be a learning process, but I just thought that they would go out and it'd be a little bit more cohesive. And then right out the box, when we started hearing rumblings that the offensive line was going to be not the offensive line that we thought was going to be out there, it kind of seemed like everything just took a big turn and started coming like a little shaky for everybody, because now you got all these guys moving around and moving to different spots. And so that kind of just rattled a lot of people in the fan base, because we just knew that the offensive line was going to be the key to this season.
Right.
And we get out there to L.A. in our first game, and all of a sudden, you shuffling from what we saw in the last preseason game.
Yeah, and to tell you the truth, what I thought is kind of on the other side of the ball. I know you're seeing like the offensive side of it, protecting CJ and the guys moving around. I mean, some of the guys that were running the O-line had never even played that position before, or hadn't played it in a while, as far as that goes. On my take on it, man, for me, swarm mentality was was out there, man. Those guys were flying. I mean, our defense was everywhere. Will was just busting through any chance he got. He was always putting pressure. Danilo, I felt like was doing his part. Lassiter, I'm not gonna lie, dude. When Sting went down, I was like, oh man, this hurt, a little bit, but. He got in there and he got back in and finished the game, and it wasn't something we, have feared when we're sitting there watching a few seasons, especially at the beginning of the season, and you see somebody like, Schaub goes down, and all of a sudden, who goes in? Matt Leinart. One play later,
exactly.
We're looking at another rookie quarterback in, and we're like, oh my gosh, dude, what, what's going to happen? But I'm telling you, man, our linebackers are moving around. Our defense is in my eyes that there isn't much work that's going to need to be done on that. Those boys are going to ball, and they did, and they kept us in the fight the whole game is what I felt. But you're right, when it comes to that offensive line, man, what we thought was going to be on the field didn't happen on the field, but I would say what we put on the field wasn't bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
CJ got hit a few times, but I would say one or two of those was holding on to the ball just a little bit too long. You know what I'm saying? You can't be back there all day and not move up in the pocket. So
yeah, not in the NFL. And let me touch on your point about that defense and that swarm mentality. This is the third year for D'Amico Ryans.
Right.
And the installation of that defense has been going on since he was hired as the head coach, right?
Exactly.
And so the expectations on that defense, everybody, I'm talking league-wide, I'm talking the fan base, I'm talking other coaches, they understand that we have a championship caliber defense with the level of players that we have on that defense.
I totally agree.
And so when we were watching that game and just having that experience, we knew that's the way D'Amico likes to play football. He's going to have an aggressive defense, right? And so when Sting went down, everything in my house or in the stadium, I'm sure, got real quiet, because you can't underestimate the value of an all-pro cornerback that's probably the number one cornerback in the league.
Hands
so
down.
Losing somebody like Sting for that brief moment probably had the defense a little worried, but then you send him to the blue tent. He comes out of the blue tent and he comes back out and gets back on the field. And so now D'Amico and Matt Burke are looking at, okay, we got our dudes back out there and we can go out there and play the kind of defense and swarm like we want to swarm.
Right. And I mean, scale of 1 to 10,
yeah.
How do you think the coaching did this year? You know, this week here, how do you think, I mean, you know, we've got our new offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, D'Amico's always running the defense, so there's not much question. But the new guy, what do you think? Like, I mean, it's still on the board for me.
Yeah.
I think they need to let CJ go a little bit.
Okay.
I think they held back from him getting down the field and using guys like Nico and Higgins and Noel. I think once he lets go of CJ a little bit more, I think we're looking at a, you know, always a championship caliber team.
So on the scale of 1 to 10, if I had to give them a number, I'm going to give them a 6. And let me explain to you why. Because if you're talking about the entire coaching staff, right out the box, when Dameon Pierce let that ball go into the end zone instead of catching it in the catcher area, that already set him back, which he should know that that's not supposed to happen.
Right.
You field the ball, and then so that set them up on the 20. Right. As far as the offense with Caley, here's the deal on Caley. That was just game 1.
Right.
And there was going to be an adjustment to learning this system and letting him and CJ get to the point where they're in sync enough, and that's not going to happen in one game.
Right.
My personal view on it, as far as Caley goes, I'm willing to ride with him because I think if D'Amico Ryans believes in him, and I think CJ has spoken highly of him, I think it's going to work out. The only thing that I'm really, truly thinking about is I think he needs to be up in the booth because I think it gives him a wider view of what is going on with his offense and gives him an opportunity to see some things that he may not be able to see at field level.
Right.
But overall, I think we just got to be able to give Nick a little time to get into it because like CJ said in his press conference, they never got an opportunity to really get into some of the plays that he wanted to run because if you remember, the first snap, there was I think there was a penalty, illegal formation or something. Yeah. And that set us back.
Right.
And
it seemed like we were pinned all game. It's like I feel like we were literally trying to struggle all the way down the field all game.
Once you get behind the sticks and you have to go 1st and 15 or 1st and 20, now your percentages of making that first down right out the box, it dwindles, right?
Yeah.
So when you can't have those kind of mental lapses in your first drive on the road, especially because you already know you're in a hostile environment. If we were over on Kirby, it wouldn't have been that issue, but we got to eliminate those kind of mistakes and allow this offense to really come together because I believe that there's enough talent on that team offensively to really let C.J. Stroud shine like we want him to.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So another thing that I saw in the game that I'm not sure a lot of people saw was the fact that our run game has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say this right now. I'm not trying to get rid of anybody. I mean, Dameon Pierce is going to do Dameon Pierce things. You know, he's got the truck stick. I know he does, right?
Right.
I want to see this Woody Marks so bad take the field on us. I mean, I know he's a rookie and I know he's young, but man, just watching him in the preseason, man, this kid is light on his, and I say kid, I know you're not a kid, but man, you're a kid to me. I really, really want to see Woody Marks hit the field.
I think the Texans have too many running backs that are kind of similar, and I would like to see Woody Marks get some run over Dameon Pierce. I'd also like to see Jawar Jordan get in the game because give it a real change of pace back so that maybe – and everybody talks about how small he is, but he was real good in preseason and in training camp. Every training camp that I went to, he was over there putting on a show, and it'll be a good change of pace back, and I'm almost positive he's a good blocker. He's also a good pass catcher out of the backfield. So they have some adjustments to do for this Tampa Bay game when it comes to that running back room.
I bet you Dare don't drop that, let that ball ever hit out of his hands ever again. Man.
He probably won't, man.
That was one punch that – I mean, it was just a perfectly placed punch. I mean,
it's football.
Yeah, I mean, had that fumble not happened,
we win that football game.
Easy. Hands down. I mean, we were forced all the way down there. I mean, we worked the whole field. There's no doubt we don't punch that ball in there and give them 30 seconds to maybe kick a field goal with that. But I mean, we would have, we'd have had them just the way they had us. And it's crazy that that one play made a difference. He was just wanting to hit the ground. That's all he wanted to do. And
exactly.
It was just,
I don't fault Dare for the fumble because he was trying to make a play, but I know that we were in position to win that game because if he holds on to that ball, our quarterback was going to take us into the end zone.
This week, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers coming into town. Baker Mayfield. You know, that guy has a special place in my heart. 2 years ago,
right,
they come to town, and it was a big game, man. If you remember, I don't know how much you remember it or not, but before the game started, I saw Baker out there, and he was throwing balls, right? And as he was throwing the balls, every time he'd pass one, I'd be like, pick, drop, miss, and I just kept on. And he looked over at me like, man, dude, like this guy's not going to stop. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm sorry, dude. No, I was playing, whatever.
Right.
And as he walked up to me, his exact words were, man, I heard bitches wore makeup, and I was like, man, dude, that was one of those moments where I was like, wow, hold on a second, man, dude. Like normally they give me a little hazing or whatever, but Baker came right at me, you know? And then, we come back out after halftime. And he's looking at us, and I believe they were up at the time. I think they were up.
I think so.
And, he just kept on looking over at me like, look at me, right? And I'm like, all right, dude, Well, I said, but it's coming. I said, you ain't walking out of here. You won't hurt when you walk out of here. And about 40 seconds left on the clock, C.J. Stroud takes the Texans and drives down there with my boy Tank.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hits that TD for the win, baby. I mean,
that Tank, man,
dude. and then to watch, it immediately. it went nationwide with TV wide. They zoomed right in on our boy Baker Mayfield and that face. But I tell you what, that was one of those CJ moments where it was like, man, this kid's gonna be great, right? That's gonna be. He's gonna be a good. Man, we were 3 and 4 coming into that. You know what I'm saying? And to get that dub, meant a lot to us and to send him home. Well, as Baker was walking back to the aisle, I just happened to be on the visitor side when he comes in there. And I just basically looked at him and I said, who's the bitch now?
Uh-oh.
And that was it. You know what I'm saying? Like he couldn't say anything.
Give it
back to him just a little bit, But I got much respect for that dude because that dude can ball. He can play and he's a hard hitter. Got to give him those kudos. But with that being said, what are you looking to see this week? In week 2, what is it you're looking to see?
I think the Houston Texans are going to come out angry.
Yeah.
Because they let that one get away in L.A.
Yeah.
They're going to come out and show that what we saw in L.A., which to me, again, I'll repeat this, and I'm not revisionist history in this thing, but they lost the game 14-9. So that tells me that they were in that game. And I think once this offense get out on the field on Monday night, which should be enough energy for the whole city because it's a Monday night game.
If you are not out in the
exactly, and it's the first time we've opened the season on a Monday night in H-Town like this for the Texans. So this is going to be an experience.
Liberty White,
exactly. So you go out there and you get fired up, man. Because I'm telling you, man, this is going to be a great night for us because everybody has anticipated this season being a fun season, and it's going to get started in our building on Monday night, man. Let's go out and show everybody in the National Football League we're serious about really doing something different this year.
That's it, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, who has a big week this week? Who do you see having a big week?
I think you know who it's going to be Nico.
You think so?
Nico Collins is too good of a player to not be able to be targeted more than 3 to 5 times in a football game. If you're just shooting yourself in the foot if you do that. And I understand that defenses are designed to do those kind of things, and this is where the creativity that the Texans have to come up with. You start moving him around in that offense. You move him, don't make him stationary. You make him move around. Put him in the slot. Put him in the backfield. Move him around because the more you do that, that opens up everything for all the other players on this team at wide receiver. I think Nico's going to have a big night on Monday night.
You get the ball into Nico's hands, and I'm telling you, he will. He's gonna be electric, man.
You have to let the big dog eat, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a dog lover like I am, I'm not gonna allow my Cane Corso to not eat. He's gonna eat first before I let my little Shih Tzu eat. You understand what I'm saying? He has to eat because he sets the tone for everything else. 100. And when CJ starts allowing that ball to flow like we know he's capable of doing, he's going to start feeding them boys the ball the way that he's supposed to.
And I hope every one of them eat, man. Yeah. I really do. Yeah. I mean, because, just watching those boys, both of them from Iowa, man. I mean, if you go back and look at their tapes, man, I mean, it's like Nico's twin with Higgins, man. I'm telling you.
They punished my Longhorns because I know them boys, man. Higgins and Noel, man, those dudes understand route running. They got good feet. They got good hands. And all you have to do in the National Football League is get the ball in your playmakers' hands and let them make plays for you.
That's it.
And we tried to do that up in L.A., but it didn't work out the way that. But now I think you're going to see a lot more intensity out of this offense.
There's no doubt about that. So, Andrew's out. I think he's not even playing center. So guys are probably going to stay in their positions or whatever. What's the O-line need to do this week to make sure that CJ stays safe? Who do they need to target on the Bucs defense to keep them from getting in?
The Bucs has a safety. I think it's Antonio Winfield Jr. that plays safety for them, and I think he's from the Woodlands, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. And what the Texans are going to have to do as far as CJ goes, and we said this all preseason in that training camp, CJ got to get the ball out of his hand quicker.
Yeah.
Get the ball out of his hands quicker and get these boys out of the huddle and get them to the line of scrimmage so that he could set the blocking scheme or whatever, and then just get the ball out. And once he opens up the offense, start utilizing Dalton Schultz. I saw that they brought Harrison up. I think the tight end that they got from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I think they brought him up. If you start utilizing the middle of the field with your tight ends and with your slots like Noel and I can't think of the other guy, or Hutch.
Right.
Hutch in the middle, then that's going to open up the run game, which is what D'Amico wants to be able to do because he understands that in the National Football League, you have to have the ability to run that football.
Right. So our defense this week.
Oh yeah.
Get to Baker.
Yeah.
Get to Baker.
Yeah.
Don't give him a chance to throw. Don't leave him in the pocket.
Yeah.
Don't get him a chance to scramble. He's got to pass it off on whoever has the ball, swarm mentality, get after him, do our thing.
It's all about swarming.
Right.
And we know that the defensive line has to come out and play hard this week and get at Baker and get him off his spot because the thing about it is we know the front end dictates what happens on the back end.
Right.
We got corners that can cover Mike Evans and the other wide receivers that the Bucs have. That defensive line in the front with Tim Settle and all the other D tackles that they're rotating through, Toga and all these guys, they have to be able to make sure that they keep Will Anderson and Daniil clean so that they can attack Baker from the ends. And then that should allow Hank and Henry To'oTo'o, we call him Hank, but Henry To'oTo'o, and that should allow Azeez to be able to affect the run game and get in there and get Baker off his spot.
Right.
The Texans just have to be more aggressive, and I don't, D'Amico likes to sit back and not blitz as much in the first half or whatever, but I believe that if he turns them loose, man, and just let them reins go, I think that defense has enough talent on it that they can handle the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense.
Who do you think defense-wise, though, has a big game this week?
I think it's going to be Kamari.
Oh, okay.
I think they, because if they do this thing right, if Kamari can handle Mike Evans, or if they put Derek on Stingley on Evans, then I'm not afraid of the rest of the wide receivers. I know they got one of CJ's boys. I think is Ibuka.
Yeah.
That played. I think he was from Ohio State too.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking that secondary is going to be somebody that can really shut down the wide receivers, and all you got to do is have your linebackers and Petrie make sure they contain everything in front of them, and it should be a good win for us.
I think this week for me, I want to see Daniil Hunter just go off.
Yeah.
I just want to see that. I just go in there and flex on him. You know what I'm saying? Just let the big dogs eat. You know, him and Will.
Yeah.
Just rush that edge, man, and just don't give Baker a chance to even get anything off to Evans. Listen, guys, I'm gonna give you a little. What do you want to call it? A little soapbox. Larry's always got something positive to say about our boys. And trust me, I don't know of another guy who loves the Texans as much as I do, man. Larry just goes after it. So, Larry, Listen, man, tell us a little bit, like, what's your take this week?
Well, I'll tell you, man, there's been a lot of chatter in these streets, man, about how the Texans aren't going to be the best team in the AFC South because Indianapolis figured out a way to resurrect Daniel Jones and all of the Titans are going to move up, and then Sunshine down in Duval is all of them are playing well. Everything that runs through the AFC South runs through the H-Town, man. Baby. One game doesn't change that.
No, sir.
One game doesn't affect that.
No, sir.
And so what I really hope that the team is understanding or whatever, that the expectations for the team from the fan base hasn't changed. Our expectations are through the roof. And I know Cal and Hannah are expecting the same thing, and everybody that work hard over there to bring that product to all of us over there on Kirby, man, that we have high expectations because as a diehard Houston Texans fan, this may be the best team organizationally wise, from the management to the coaching staff to the GM to the team, everybody, training, everybody. This may be the best team that I've seen over there as a Houston Texans fans. And since that maybe 2011, 2012 with Dre and Arian Foster.
Of course.
And so those expectations now is for the city to rally behind them and let them take us to a place we've never been. I know, everybody thinks because we say go to the Super Bowl, that may be a little outlandish. We should just think smaller. I don't believe in thinking smaller.
The Cowboys have been doing it every year for the past 30 years.
Exactly.
I mean, what's wrong with us saying it, right?
If we can get to the AFC Championship game, and I know we got to go through the season, but my expectations is from what I've seen of this team in preseason and in training camp, my expectations are through the roof, man. And I'm not going to veer from that because I believe we have all the tools necessary to go out and play a great brand of football in the National Football League.
Right.
But what I am kind of disappointed in, and I know people have their opinions, and that's fine.
Everybody
but if you're walking around this city, thinking that we should get rid of DeMeco Ryans or that C.J. Stroud isn't our quarterback, that's a delusion that I can't get down with.
No, I can't.
Because in 2 years that we've had C.J. Stroud, he's taken us to the playoffs 2 times.
Twice.
He's won the AFC South twice.
Right.
So these kind of things, losses in the National Football League, I had them going 7. I'm going to tell you the truth, Ultimate.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. Man.
Exactly.
Come on now.
I had the Houston Texans going 17-0.
Oh, shit.
But now I've adjusted my thought processes, and now I have them going 16-1. You see what I'm saying, baby? So, look, these kind of expectations, man, the reality of it is the other team plays football too.
Right.
And there's going to be these little hiccups in the schedule and you lose games or whatever.
Right.
But this team legitimately has all the parts to be a high-caliber, high-functioning, high-winning team for the AFC South and in the National Football League. So that's what I expect.
This is what I expect.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to do with the team.
Okay.
Man, this is the fans.
Yes, sir.
Get in the stands.
Yeah.
Get loud.
Yeah.
4 quarters. Don't stop.
Don't stop.
Don't stop.
No.
There's no time to be quiet.
So when we had when Cal was out there cooking burgers for that last training camp game, right?
Yeah.
So we were all in line, and Steph Stradley came by, and she was like, "Larry, can I film you and let's talk about getting the fans into the stadium and everything?" And so we did a little a video of me talking about, and it's on my Twitter feed, and getting into the stadium early and being loud the whole game and affecting the opponent, right?
Right.
And this is what it's about. We know that we're late arriving fans because we have other things out there, right?
Right.
If you really want to be a diehard fan and really support the team, if you want to tailgate, get out there early enough to tailgate.
Right.
I'm telling you, I like that yak. I do, baby. I drink that yak before we go in the stadium, and I hit tailgates throughout the orange light, blue lights, lots or whatever.
Man, but they're telling you now. They're telling you what time to get in the stadium. They're giving you plenty of time to sit there and go, you know what, man, I got to go.
They're giving you signals. They're giving you all kind of horns off the stadium and everything. There's enough time that if you understand how this works, you start breaking down your tailgate between 10:45 and 11 o'clock, and you can get in that stadium before kickoff.
And even though it's a Monday night, ladies, we go, hey,
yeah,
it gives you more reason to be like, you know what, let's shut this down. Let's get in there. Let's cheer on a team. Because guess what? If we win, it's party in the streets till the AMs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm fine with that.
And we want to show the rest of the world about how Texas get down, right?
I mean, I don't.
And let's show them what we're
can't tell
about.
you how many games last year, home games,
right,
where I got people telling me, "Man, dude, there ain't no people in the stands.
Right.
What's up?" You know what I'm saying? But come halftime, it seems like everybody's in there. You know what I'm saying? But it takes you to halftime to get in there. There's 4 quarters of this game. These guys need us, and I'm telling you. The louder you are, the better these guys play.
Yes.
When they hear, they want to hear us. They want to hear the chants, the H-Town. Let's go, baby. The H-Town chant, the Swarm chant. Let's get them going. Let's get loud. Let's be for these guys. Let's show them that we are the best fan base in the NFL.
The fan base plays a pivotal role.
No doubt.
In games, right?
No
because
doubt.
we affect whether the offense can, once they score a touchdown, they see our excitement and everything. We affect the other team because we're trying to rattle them and make them have false starts or whatever. We play a role. It all goes hand in hand. And so when you're in the stadium, if you're like me, I like energy. I like being around that kind of energy.
I am the energy in NRG, baby.
Exactly. I know this. So I stopped by the Crown Bar on my way to my seat.
That's some liquid courage right there.
Then we go and get ready to play football. So, it all goes hand in hand, and we owe this team and we owe these owners and this staff the respect to be in. And I know y'all hear me on this soapbox about it, but I'm telling you, man, we make a difference. And visually, when I don't know if the roof is going to be open or not, but it's going to be a national.
Let's blow it off if it ain't.
Exactly. It's a nationally televised broadcast game across the nation.
Yeah.
And we at 6:00, and we should be in there showing them that H-Town gets down.
That's
man.
what's up. That's
yes,
what's
sir.
up. I got nothing more to say, but man, I know that's Larry, and he'll what?
I'll holler.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming on the Ultimate Fan Experience. We'll see you next week.